There are women that are known, and then there are women who hold everything together without ever being seen. What they have, they give. Stories of the women carrying our communities.
Hi, my name's Storm Booth, and I'm an ECD teacher and a certified play therapist. I have 10 years experience. I got into teaching after I left school. I studied accounting for many years and worked in the accounting world, which I never really enjoyed. And then I decided to go into teaching, and I've never looked back. And in fact, I wish I'd done it long ago. So I just want to talk about some of the challenges we face as teachers. It's not all roses, and it can be really difficult sometimes. Children have different ways of learning, and children struggle with different areas. So sometimes we see that children struggle through something as simple as not getting enough sleep at night. I read the other day that a child who is deprived of 1 hour of sleep in the evening, the next day will function at a cognitive age 2 years below their actual age. And that's huge. Some people might not realize that, but a child who has not had enough sleep can't process things correctly. They struggle with their emotions. They might be more aggressive, more emotional, more detached. They don't want to eat properly, which again, now it's like a ripple effect and affects every other part of their day. So something as simple as going to bed on time, which is a routine and a discipline structure that comes all the way from home, is something that affects their whole learning life. Another area that I have learnt and see a huge lack in at the moment is core structure. Children just don't have enough core function. They're weak in their core. They can't do simple things like a forward roll or a cartwheel, press-ups, sit-ups. And it's not that you have to go and make the child do 100 sit-ups or press-ups. It's just a simple action. And the reason that it's lacking in a lot of children at the moment is because they don't actually play. They don't have free play. Playing in a playground, playing on bicycles, playing in a sandpit, climbing frames, swinging on swings, seesaws, all that kind of thing. It all works different muscle areas and different muscle groups, which all build a child's core. And you'll see children who sit on the couch or sit in a room and play on devices all day. They don't have a core. They can't actually sit up straight at a desk. They can't hold pencil or crayon properly. So simple things like that affect the child's learning right from the grassroots. So it's a huge thing for me personally. It's one of my challenges, is building core strength in little children. Discipline, routine, habits. It seems like a lot of children seem to be in charge of the house, and they call the shots. They say what is and isn't happening, and it shouldn't be like that. I think a lot of children really thrive on having discipline. I know in the world today really is a lack of discipline. It doesn't mean you have to beat your child, but there's discipline in other ways, making them do chores at home, just general habits, manners, helping out, things that everybody in our sort of age group had to do, whether you liked it or not. It's just something that really lacks in households these days. And I know a lot of people think that maybe it's cruel to make your children do chores like, mow the lawn or carry things from the car to the house. It's actually not a chore. It teaches them discipline, it's structure, and it really helps them in their life growing up. Something that hit me emotionally a couple of weeks ago was when I asked one of the children in my class, well, I asked all of them. We went outside and we did some PE, and I asked them all to do a forward roll. And the one boy, he tried and he just couldn't do it. He put his head down and he just fell over to the side. And we tried again, and after 3 attempts, he started crying. And of course, that obviously hurts me and triggered me, and I asked him what was wrong. And he said to me, "This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life." And that really hurt, because to me, someone who's 4 turning 5 or that sort of age group, that shouldn't be a difficult thing to do. It should certainly not be the hardest thing in his life. It's something that most children would just do without you even ever having to teach them. They see other children doing it. It's a natural action that they could do. But it really, that really hurt me emotionally. So my typical day, sometimes, it might sound like a nice, easy thing to do. Go to school, teach some kids, leave at lunchtime. Morning's only job. It's not that really like that. Especially being a parent myself. If I've had my child up at night or hasn't slept very well, and as a result I haven't slept very well, I'm now also not functioning at 100%. I've still got to go in the morning. I've got to teach. I've got a class of 19 children. They're all 4 years old. It's a lot. It's busy. It's very noisy. They're all on different levels. They're all in different energy brackets. Keeping them all calm, trying to do the same activity, getting them to be settled, be happy, and still learn something, it's a big task. And it's very busy. But I love it. I love at the end of the day, when one of them comes over to you and says, "Thanks so much," or, they've learned something tiny that they hadn't been able to do before. I had a boy who really, really struggles to do puzzles. And puzzles is, at that age, falls into the category of problem solving, which is something that all of us do even now as adults in today's world. And he really struggled to see how puzzle pieces fit together. And the other day he sat down, and it's the same puzzle that he's been working on for week after week. And he sat down and he did it by himself. And after he had finished it, he just stood up and he went, "Yes!" And it was so special to see that he's made, for him, that is a huge step in his life. And it's something so simple that we can all teach them different ways to problem solve. Something is stuck under your shoe. How do you get it off? Don't do it for them. Teach them how to fix the problem. Teach them to problem solve, because they could be future problem solvers of the world by you teaching them those small actions now. My only wish is that parents and families spend more time together. As parents, don't stress about going to work all the time and getting what needs to be done. It will happen. It will get done. But spend that time with your child. Get to know your child. Help them with what they need to know, because the time that you spend with them means more to them than you know. And the benefits far outweigh going to work and always being on the run and go, 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 go. They need you. They need you more than you know.
Not all heroes are seen, but they are felt. Across our communities, there are women who look beyond their own circumstances and choose to become the answer for someone else. Their stories may go unheard, but their impact does not. This Women's Month, we honor her and are quietly reminded of what's possible.